everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to day 7, I think, of Vlogmas. So if you have not seen one of these videos, what I did is at the beginning of the year, I asked my sister to wrap up 24 books that she wanted me to read, whether it's ones she was recommending me, ones she wanted me to guinea pig, ones that just made her think of me, whatever it could be. She wrapped up 24 books for me. So this video will be a little unwrapping, a little book haul, a little blast from the past, and a little vlog. I'm trying to include more in the vlogs than I did. I've done this a couple years with my mom, and so I'm trying to include a little bit more just because for me, these are so fun to then edit in November and December and see kind of where we were at throughout the year and how things have changed. So right now we've got a 5-year-old, an almost 3-year-old, and an almost 7-month-old, and it is crazy. The baby has been cut free from the NICU. She was born 2 months early, and so she's been going every 2 weeks for NICU checks, and she doesn't need to anymore, so that's great. She has kind of started tasting food, which is great. She's getting so much stronger. Like, she's just growing like a weed, and we feel like she's just a regular baby now, and that is awesome, especially considering by the time I see this again, she'll be like almost 1.5 years already, or maybe already, I don't know, whatever, mind-blowing. But we are on sickness number 2. So we just got over the stomach flu situation. It was some sort of stomach flu situation where my one kiddo threw up and then had a fever forever, then 2 days of healthy, and then the other kid got the same thing, and then now we've been healthy for a little bit, and they're both snotty and have sore throats. So 'tis the season, because it is March 11th. And I feel like for sure until spring break, there's just crud after crud after crud. And I've heard strep is really going around, and, there's just so much. So we are also at the end of a very rainy, nasty week. And so it's gloomy, it's rainy. That's just kind of what's going on. So today is a day to get stuff done. It's a Saturday. It feels good. And yeah, otherwise, life-wise, there's not that much going on. Baseball has started, but Jeremy, God love him, last year he got us the MLB package for my birthday, which is in May, and he got a really good deal. And so it only goes for the season, and so now we don't have it, so we can't watch the games, and he's holding out for May because he thinks that discount will come back. So not watching a lot of Royals, but we are keeping updated. Otherwise, March Madness is about to start, so we are all about the sports here in this family. And this season is kind of hard because basketball is not our prime sport. So, but once March Madness starts, we all four because Etta is too little, do brackets, and so it'll be fun. But that's really everything that's going on with life. So let's see what this is. It's a hardback, which my sister, I don't know where she shopped, but she did a little too much. Let me tell you. Okay, let's see. I have no ideas. The Retreat. Sarah Pearse, The Retreat. I don't think I've ever even seen this cover. Let's see what this is about. It's blurbed on the back by a lot of people. David Baldacci, Nita Prose, Ashley Audrain. I like the push. Flynn Berry, Gilly McMillan, Anita, Andrea, Bartz, and Sandy Jones. So some of these authors I really like. I'm guessing this is obviously a thriller. It says, deliciously paced with rich world building, The Retreat teams with questionable motives, unspoken frustrations, and hair-raising cliffhangers. I absolutely could not put this book down. Sarah Pinner. So that's from the Lost Apothecary. This is a really random shout-out blurbs, but it says, they couldn't wait to stay here. An idyllic wellness retreat has opened on an island off the English coast, promising rest and relaxation, but the island itself, known locally as Reaper's Rock, has a dark past. Once the playground of a serial killer, it's rumored to be cursed, but now they can't leave. And they would do anything to escape. I'm not going to read any more of that because, this says most come here to recharge and refresh, but someone's here for revenge. So this fits the weather perfectly, perfectly. It is gloomy. It is cold. This just feels right. So, and I just opened it, page 245. It's chapter 69. So I think that means relatively short chapters. Yeah, 98. It's good. It's good. This is going to be good. So I will check in and let you know what I think. Okay, guys, so I'm freezing, and so this like terrible lighting in front of the fire is what we're gonna have to go with. But I was just looking to put this book on my shelf, like on Goodreads, and it is the second in the Sanatorium. Like it's a follow-up, I guess, to the Sanatorium, but I think it's just the same like detective that like this is her second case. So I don't think you have to read them together, but. You guys, I'm reading reviews, and this sounds like a book that I'm not going to like at all. It's like, there's really confusing, it's slow paced, there's a lot of characters. So, in fact, you guys, I'm going to admit that I texted my sister, and I was like, hey, did you just give me 24 books, or did you give me some extra so I could DNF? And she was like, nope, just 24. And I said, do you want to pick another one so I can just automatically DNF? And she said, nope, I want you to try all of them. And so I'm going to try it, but I reserve the right to DNF because I don't want to get in a slump, because I have been kind of slumpy lately. So I'm going to read a couple other things that I know I'm going to like first, and then I'm going to try this one and give it my best shot. So, yikes. Okay, so quick update. I didn't finish. I didn't even start. I paused this vlog for the backlist readathon. And so then last night I decided to pick up the retreat on audio, and it's not working for me. And not because like I feel better about it now. Now I'm like glad that I had that backlist readathon week, because at first I was like, I want an automatic DNF. I'm not going to do this. But now I feel better about it. I have not read any like thrillers or anything for a week. And so I feel ready. But the audio is not working for me because the chapters are super short and it's jumping perspectives every single chapter. And so I think I'm going to start reading it physically, and I'm in the middle of something else physically. So this might be like a month-long vlog to finish one book, but that's okay. We just had St. Patrick's Day. It was a fun time. Now, today is the first day of spring, and it is 30 degrees and blowing wind like crazy, like wind chills, probably like 15. So, welcome to spring. But yeah, so I will update soon and let you know what I think once I start. Hey everyone, so I have read more of the retreat. I read the first I don't know, 75 pages or so physically, and I really think that's a good idea because there are a lot of characters. I've heard this book is confusing and all of that, and there are a lot of characters, and so I had a little note card in my book and kept track of every character. And so the first 75 pages, now I feel like I've got the cast of characters down in my head, and now I'm reading both on physical, ebook, and audio, like whatever works, whatever I have the availability to do, I'm doing it, and I'm able to follow along fine. The chapters are super short. I don't know if I've said that, but I love that. But this is, so long story short, they are at this retreat at this kind of like getaway place that's on this island that has a bad reputation. It was where a bunch of people were sent, I think it was polio or something, back in like they were sent as like a quarantine space, and so there was a lot of death and stuff there. And then there was a school there on that island, and a bunch of bad things happened. And so now it's many years later, they're trying to kind of revamp it, but so this group of people goes and start dying one by one, and it's interesting. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Are any of the years connected? But like, I don't know. I think definitely reading it physically, I felt more of the tension than I am on audio or anything. I think this is one that you really want to take slow if you're going to enjoy it. I did not read the Sanatorium, so I don't know. It does follow the same detective, I think, but she had kind of a rough time in the first one, I think. So now she's trying to pick herself back up. But we also get perspectives of most of the people that are, it's three sisters and their cousin and everybody's boyfriends, and they're all going to like reconnect. So, yeah, so far so good. I'm maybe halfway through, so I'll update later. I'm just feeling kind of mediocre about it. Hey everyone, so I have finished the retreat. We're out on a walk, so I'm really hoping the wind isn't too loud for this, but because it's like 65 degrees, but really, really windy, and it's gonna be like 45 tomorrow, so joy. But I'm hoping, I've got my earphone in, so I'm hoping you can hear me. But I have a lot of thoughts. So I'm giving this 3 stars. It has a lot of characters, and like I said, reading the first bit physically was really helpful in getting like the main cast of characters down. but there's still more characters introduced that you don't get a perspective from, but they're kind of meant to be like red herring. Well, okay, so long story short, this island has two situations. There was a school back in the day where a bunch of kids died, like teenagers or whatever. Then there is present day, this group of three sisters and their cousin and the boyfriends go, and they start dying one by one. So are the two connected or not? And our main character kind of is the detective Ellen, and she was a detective on another case, not the school case, but so we're trying to figure out both things because they think somebody was maybe wrongfully convicted. Is this a serial killing? Why would they have taken a couple years break? All that kind of stuff. So hold on one second. Anyway, we ran into a neighbor, but so the whole like they're trying to figure out both cases kind of and see what's going on. Are the two connected? All that kind of stuff. And there would be like, here's who we think did it, and then that person dies. Here's who we think did it, that person dies. And there would just be like 1,000 different possibilities, and yet it was really slow paced, like really slow paced. Like that was really the only tension. I didn't feel a lot of tension, and like, I mean, I don't want to say a whole lot because I don't want to get into like spoilery territory, but I just felt like the whodunit was kind of unsatisfying, didn't really make a whole lot of sense. There were a lot of like plot holes and things that just didn't make a ton of sense. And so I don't know. I don't think I'll remember this very long because it just wasn't engaging. And for that plot line, I would have expected it to be engaging. Now, it was eerie, but like I read another review that said, I wish there were more pictures of this like rock. It's like a Reaper rock or whatever. And that was really significant in the story, and there were no pictures of it. And so like the cover, none of that. There was not a map, there wasn't anything like that. And I think that would have been helpful, but just for building tension. So that's my review on that. I really don't have like a lot of good things to say, even though like I love the short chapters. I loved the atmosphere at the beginning. I also felt like the characters were just kind of weak, but because there were so many of them, and like Ellen, our main character, struggles a lot with self-doubt and things, and it just kind of got obnoxious, and she was really naive or whiny, or I don't know, and just all the characters that it just seemed like they were there just to be like a temporary red herring, and then it would go away, they would die, and you know, I don't know. So we are on a walk now. We've got Annie, my almost 3-year-old, on her balance bike, and she's nailing it. And then Ainsley's on her scooter and bike. So we're just having a good old time, trying to get the baby to sleep. Oh goodness, I jinxed her. Anyway, that's what we're doing. I am feeling like we might be over the crud. Maybe. I don't even want to say that. Because so we've been talking a lot to my 5-year-old about putting her hands in her mouth because she's a nail biter and has been a nail biter since she's like 2. And we've been trying to break the habit forever. We've gotten the nail polishes that are gross. We've tried vinegar. Like, we've tried so many different things. We've tried putting band-aids on her fingers, like so many different things. And so finally got this. We have tried multiple brands of the nasty nail polish, and finally got one that kind of works. So we had a play date yesterday or 2 days ago, and she didn't put her hands in her mouth at all, which was great because the kids that we were playing with were coughing, and I was like, no, please no. And so she didn't do it, which was great. And then me and the mom were talking, and we turned around, and they are taking turns blowing up a beach ball. All the kids just drooling all over it. So, and my kids went last. So yeah, we'll see if we're over the crud or not. But for now, we're enjoying the outside and getting fresh air. And yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for Advent Day 8. And I'll probably be coming to you in April. So we're doing good. We'll see you tomorrow.